Hello everybody and welcome once again to this Warcraft Alliance and Horde Spotlight. This is part 3 and we're going to be showcasing the Burning Legion. So we'll hop straight into the game and then I'll begin explaining the differences. We're playing on the Ashenvale map this time. This is a 1v1 map, which means it's usually a little smaller than the others. When the Scourge race gets released I'll try and do that, and I'll probably use the Stormwind map just to showcase all 4 maps and do all 4 races at the same time. Now this is another map that I'm not so familiar with, so it might be a little slow for me to actually figure out what's going on. But I'm sure I'll pick it up in no time. Now the Burning Legion are like the big bad evil of the Warcraft universe, and they've never been created in any other Warcraft game as far as I'm aware. So this is kind of new territory, and the developers made it completely on his own, figured out his own rules for how the race works, and built it up from the ground. So it's quite impressive that he's actually gone to that kind of effort. Now, starting up, you can see straight away that the town hall is gone, and we actually have a teleporter, which is the kind of things that you used to see in Hellfire Peninsula from the Burning Crusade in World of Warcraft. To make sure that everyone's mining that mithril. Okay, so straight away, as usual, build up the key structures. This one is the arena, this is for your heroes, and this one here is your Fel Orc barracks for, guess what, Fel Orcs. Now, I play this a little bit differently from the other 2 races because the third building, which is usually for spellcasters, isn't actually that necessary as the Burning Legion, because instead of having one for infantry and cavalry and things like that, and one for spellcasters, you actually have one for your Fel Orcs, like I said earlier, and one for demons. Now, there are no healers in the demon section, so that's why I'm delaying building that gate. You actually get your healers from this one building here, which actually has quite limited units. So that's the reason why I'm doing that. I'm saving a bit of money, and yeah. I should probably maybe even build a second barracks really, but I'm just going to keep it simple for now. So send them guys back to work and we'll start training a grunt. I'll go more into those in a minute and just get a look at the heroes. So we've got a Pit Lord, a Dread Lord, an Eredar, a Moarg, Fel Elf Blood Mage, and a Fel Orc Warlord. I'm going to start out with the Dread Lord. Bit of a classic unit. It was in Warcraft 3 and it was actually accessible to the Scourge, which is a little strange, but back in that game the Scourge did have some sort of affiliation with the Burning Legion as the Burning Legion created them. So here's our Chaos Grunts. These are all the Fel Orcs, all got the red skin instead of the green. So they're just like the Horde versions really. They're a standard grunt, got the damage and I think the armor might be a little higher. They do have the execute ability instead of charge, and we'll cover the Sacrificial Pact later. And they also have this passive where they get a flare effect for their attack speed. This here is the Orc Warlock, Fel Orc Warlock. Now this is actually the healer for the race. They're a very strange healer though, because they don't directly heal the units. They have to be in combat and use the Drain Life, and that heals 1% of HP of friendly units around the target. So that's how you have to be healing as the Burning Legion. You have to actually do the damage. Unless you get a Dreadlord, and this is the reason I took the Dreadlord, you can get Vampiric Aura, which helps life drain. Starting to get a few more. We'll get one more grunt, and then we'll start moving out. Now I just want to quickly have a look around to see if there's any more mithril bases available. Wow, there's only 4 bases in total on this map, and only one of them has mithril. So, how much is it? 20 for that, and they don't cost any. So I'm going to try and stockpile on my mithril. Try and save it for demons later on. Hopefully my Orc Warlocks keep things alive long enough. So wait for this last grunt, hotkey everything up and start hunting for creeps. Now they are the Firbolg creeps over here. I'll activate Vampiric Aura. As you can see, health and the healing is okay, but we've got to have enough mana to sustain it. So I'm going to actually get another Warlock just to really make sure I don't lose units, because units are quite precious. So after I've killed these guys I expect my level up. There it is. So I'm going to get Plague Cloud first. and use it on these satires and quickly look at what it actually does. So it creates a cloud on the ground, anything underneath it gets reduced attack range, so it's a lot like the Viper in StarCraft 2 actually. But the reason I took that first is because there's a second component to it which I'll cover later on. Now I'm not sure if I've got access to them, I'll just quickly check. Okay, these crystal towers are kind of the defensive structure for this race. They're not the traditional type that you'd expect though. What they actually do, instead of like a tower that attacks people, it actually provides an aura which debuffs the enemy by quite a considerable amount and gives buffs to all your friendly units that are nearby it. So we'll quickly use that, and then as you can see that Airborg at the back is forced to run into melee range because he can't hit anything back there with that cloud down. And we're quickly taking them out. Strangely, no items have actually dropped yet. A couple more fireballs there. There's our other grunt. So now we shall look at getting our Felforge, because I personally don't like to build my demons until I've got my grimoires, and I'll cover grimoires after I've killed these creeps. Same again, I'll put the cloud at the back onto the casters. Vampiric Aura's not actually ready yet, so I'll select all these. He's taking a bit of a beating, but he's healing up. Just want to keep an eye on these life bars, see if they get too low, and then I can just pull them back if they're taking too much damage. Another Warlock. He's got a level up, and this is Plague Leech. 50 damage to all the targets around, but if the Plague Cloud is down, it does double damage and stuns for 3 seconds. Now that's why I took the Plague Cloud first. So I actually have a stun on this hero now as long as the Plague Cloud is down. There's the first item, it's an intelligence, but this is a strength hero. So that crystal tower's probably been built by now, so we're just going to pull back and let that heal us up. Let's see. Here's the aura it does on the mouse over. 5 regeneration to life on allies, 2 mana regeneration and 10% attack. To enemy, 50% movement speed and minus 20 attack. So this building is kind of cool because you can build it anywhere. So you could actually spread these all over the map and keep falling back to them to heal up, or if you're trying to force an engagement on the enemy, you can force them to fight around there while you're all buffed and they're all debuffed. Now, the Felforge has got 3 grimoires. I'm just going to keep training grunts so that I'm not falling too far behind. Actually, I'll just quickly check my hero countdown. Okay, we can get another one of these. I'll get the Aerodar because we need to get that intelligence item. And I'll keep that there. This is the Dark Portal. Very recognisable from World of Warcraft, but I'll cover the demons in a moment. So these are the 3 grimoires that you can get. Sacrifice, which gives Chaos Grunts, Fel Elf Priests, the ability to sacrifice Pact, and Fel Orc Warlock will learn Demon Sacrifice ability. So if we go to those relevant units, I don't actually have the Fel Elves yet. That is what it will do. So we can use Sacrificial Pact to get 50% attack speed, 5,000 mana regeneration? What? I suppose that would be overpowered, but these guys don't actually have mana. And that's for 15 seconds, and when it ends, the units die immediately. So this is kind of a controversial one. It's good for getting a fantastic buff, but the 15 seconds and losing the unit is kind of a big deal. This is the version for the Warlocks. You turn into a demon form with high attack and defense. Again, 15 seconds and they instantly die. So, we're going to just get that Doomguard for the Aerodar. And the Fel Elf Priest, I can actually build one of those, but it's actually a Fury Mage. I think the tooltip's just a little wrong. So I'll build one of those so we can cover that Grimoire and what it does for them soon. I think it'll just be the same as the others. So Grimoire of Service, Teleporter, Crystal Tower, Fel Orc Warlock can summon an Imp for free. So once again, we'll select all Warlocks. And here are the Imps. Summon 1 Imp to fight, lasts 60 seconds, and each Fel Orc Warlock can only summon 1 Imp at a time. And it's got a charge of 3 here, so I'm assuming that never regenerates. It might do. I've never actually used this Grimoire, and I'm not going to use it this time round. So yeah, a lot of buildings and Warlocks can actually get that to get their Imps out. This is a Fury Mage. It's a strange looking Blood Elf. It's got the kind of wings at the back there, and a pair of horns. It can do Corruption, which is a damage over time, and it can do Shadow Bolt. And if the target is afflicted by Corruption, Shadow Bolt does extra damage. And hit there again, they can actually get the 5,000 mana regeneration bonus for that, so that's actually kind of cool. Back to the third Grimoire, and this is the one I usually take. Demon units gain 15% life drain on attacks. So I'm taking that one. Because now our Dark Portal is complete, we can start actually getting these demons. Now I'm going to take a Felguard straight away because they're great. Really strong unit, and they're kind of in a bit of a buggy phase at the moment because the tooltip's wrong, and the methods which they upgrade is actually getting changed in a current content patch. As this game is still under development, the developer is always looking for ways to try and improve things. We'll just quickly give that to our Eridar, that cape, and take these guys on. So that sounded like our demon just came out. We'll deal with him shortly. So we'll get that down, and then we'll use the Plague Leech for that AoE stun and activate the Vampiric Aura. On our Eridar, we'll summon his Doomguard, which is this thing here. Got a charge ability, kind of cool. So this grunt's taking a bit of a beating off that, and we've just had everyone be stunned, so I'm actually going to try and pull him back as soon as that stun ends. Great. And I think we didn't take any losses for that. So we'll pick up that item, and once again fall back to this tower while I just look at other things I can be doing. So we're going to take a Succubus, because their seduction ability is actually 3-second stun in this game, and crowd control helps when you've got a race that isn't too hot on the healing. So we're going to take the upgrade to get seduction, and we're just going to train a few Succubi as soon as we actually have the resources to do it. Like I said, this map is a bit strange because the mithril count seems to be a little on the low side. Keep on building those generators, I think they're called. Where is it? Yes, generators. They're the supply buildings. So we want to be thinking about maybe taking this base. Obviously, like I said, there's no more mithril on this map. I think it might be just something that the developers overlooked, and not having as much mithril available. I hope it is, because it is quite a handicap. So once again, we'll get that cloud on the guys at the back, use the stun, and the Vampiric Aura. The Eridar's actually got a level up now. So we'll resummon his Doomlord, and now he's got a Finger of Death, which is an instant kill on anything under 25%, and generally does heavy damage. I'm a big fan of this hero. It's got really good abilities. Dreadlord's leveled up again, and since the stun never lasts as long, we're actually going to take Vampiric Aura to reduce the cooldown, and then healing will become even less of a problem. Another grunt there. So we'll train another Succubus. They only cost 30 mithril, so we can sustain that quite nicely. And we'll get another Felguard soon. So we can see our Succubus. Where is she? There she is in the middle. And click on it. So she's got Whiplash, and she's got a range of 3.5. And she can do this Whiplash ability, which knocks back the target. So she's quite good at actually staying at range because of that. And there's the seduction that I said. It's a 30-second cooldown, and it's on autocast, which I'm not too sure if I'm a big fan of that, but it is the way it is. I could toggle it off, but I'll keep it the way it is. Let's charge on these guys. Okay, the enemy have actually taken that creep camp out, so we are going to need to find other ones. We'll head back to base and then shift Q to go up to this one in the top left corner, and keep on getting those Wrath Guards that I was talking about. I might as well upgrade Burning Rush because it's cheap. Again, this is an ability that isn't actually accurate. It's supposed to cost a lot more mithril than that. Keep an eye on our heroes. Okay, so we've got our strength hero, we've got an intelligence hero, we don't have an agility. This is the only agility one that is actually available to the Burning Legion, and I'm not a great fan of it. We're actually going to take Moag, because that guy has a heal. Okay, here's the enemy. We shall put that cloud down, again, use the stun, activate the aura. Eridar can use that, and he can Finger of Death that Satyr at the back. Down it goes. And now we've got that AoE stun, which is a nightmare to deal with, but again, didn't lose any units. So let's just evaluate our items. We've got 12 damage twice on our Dreadlord. We've got a damage ring and an intelligence cloak. The Eridar has actually been taking a bit of a beating. But something else that is dropped is this unique item here, which is Dead Man's Hand. Not entirely sure what that could be, so let's pick it up and have a look. Okay, 6 strength, 6 agility. Well, that's going to be given out to our Dreadlord, no question about that. So, back to base again, we'll just go on that and then we can heal as we pass it, and then shift Q to that one in the bottom right. Sounds like our other hero just popped out. So this guy has got an AoE Drill Storm, which debuffs the enemy by 5 armor, which is quite good. He's got Healing Acid, which is 15% life regeneration, but it's also, it only targets a static area, so you have to be standing in it for it to be effective. And he's also got Magnetic Pull, which is essentially Death Grip. People might be familiar with this as, I think it's Pudge in Dota. It's kind of like a hook that drags them in. Okay, so the Horde's been here as well, but it never actually made use of this. So let's pick that up and have a look what it is. 2 armor and 20% attack speed. So our Dreadlord's loving all these items that he's getting. This guy's alive also. Did we actually get an ability for that in the arc? We didn't. Okay, so we're going to take that debuff to armor. And we've got another unique item. Rune Blade of Baron Rivendare. Great stuff. We all recognise that if we did Strathome back in the day, or even kind of now. So 12 damage, but it's actually got an unholy aura to all friendly targets within 10 yards, 15% move speed, and +1 life regeneration. That is an amazing item. I'm very happy about getting that. Just check our other heroes. Yep, that one's got a level up. Now this thing in the middle here, it actually, I think it costs health for the hero to cast it, so I'm not actually going to take it. Let's have a look at our Doomguard. So he actually gets more abilities as he levels up. Eventually he ends up with Cripple, War Stomp and Slam. I'm just going to quickly summon him to see which one he already has. So he starts off with the Charge, and he starts off with the War Stomp. So that's quite cool. I'm not going to be that bothered about Cripple, so I'll upgrade his Hand of Death again. Wait, did I already do that? Oh, I actually took the Doomguard. I thought I was casting, but apparently I upgraded it. No problem. So we've got loads of money now, so we're going to queue up a couple more generators. In fact, we'll get 3, because then that'll take us to the 90 supply cap. Get loads of grunts, because they only cost minerals, and we've got quite a nice amount of mithril now. So we're going to get a Fell Hunter, and we need more burrows, which is something I'm currently working on. It says burrows in the audio, but it actually means generators. I don't think there's actually any form of voice acting that says we need more generators anywhere to be found, so if they'd ever wanted to add that feature, he'd probably have to do it himself. So, where's our Fell guys? Here's our Fell guards. So these guys have Charge and Slam and upgrade to Wrathguard. Now if we select one individually, we can see it's got a good deal of armour and quite good at damage. But what we're going to do is, because this says it only costs 1 mithril, which is a bug, it will be getting changed. We're going to take advantage of that and upgrade them to Wrathguards. Now, their damage I think stays the same, their armour goes up a little bit, they get more health, the same 2 abilities, and okay, we want that on auto cast, so we'll right click those to activate it. And they also get Fellstorm, which is a Blade Storm. So we're looking pretty good now. Obviously, again, I put the... Now these guys, Fell Hunters, I really like these. If you're familiar with StarCraft games, then they're a lot like Zerglings. They're really fast, got fast attack speed, not got huge damage, but the attack speed makes it really, really good. So, together with the Grimoire that heals on damage done, the attack speed really buffs these guys. And they're quite a good unit to reinforce with. I've only built the 1 because I just wanted to show it, not actually use them so much. Now this Void Ray gives the Void Walker a blink, so I'm not going to get that. I already know what it does and I don't really make much use of it. We are however going to get a Void Walker just because, like I said, I want to show things off. Now I'm hoping I've not spent too much money. Good, we can actually afford the Fell Workshop. And the only other thing we could get is one of these. I think you've seen on the Dalaran Tower and the Zandalari Temple. So the only one left to show is Shatrath. However, I am trying to save up my mithril. So I'm not actually going to buy a faction structure unless I find myself in a position where it's really worth it. Because there are a couple more units that I really do want to show off before I go ahead and get one of those. So we've got all 3 heroes, so we don't need to bother about the arena anymore. We covered the Fury Mage. It is quite a good unit, but again, I'm trying to save up the Mithril. We've got 1 of each demon now, because I'm pretty sure, yep, there they are. They're actually going off on their own, taking a bit of an alternate route. So I'll add everything into a hotkey and just attack move over there, so they can take that when they get to it. Okay, so our Fell Workshop, is actually nearly done, which allows us to get 2 new units, one of which is found in the barracks, and it is the Netherwing Drake, which we can afford after we get the money for it. I'm not sure what this is. Again, in the next update, this is going to have its tooltip reflect what it actually does. So I'm not going to get it because 200 mithril is a big deal, and we actually want to get the drakes themselves. So we're going to get a nether drake, and the other, the nether drake could be argued that it's one of the ultimate units, but there is another ultimate unit that the Legion can get, and they access it by getting the Fell Workshop, and they can only ever have 1 in play at any time, and that is the mighty Fell Reaver from Hellfire Peninsula that terrorised people new to the Burning Crusade, and probably continues to terrorise people to this day as they're levelling through and if they're not familiar with it. So this guy costs a whopping 8 supply, which is actually going to take us to our limit. It costs a lot of mithril and a lot of gold. So we're going to save up our gold, and then we're going to get one of these to finish our army off. After that, we're going to be able to maybe look at saving up our mithril a bit more, and then we can reinforce with some stronger demons. Just have a look over here to see if we do have any more of those Fell Guards, and if we can upgrade them to Wrath Guards or not. Nope. Okay. Just check our heroes, see if they've got any level ups. No. Okay, good. So now we've got all that money, we're going to build that Fell Reaver, and we're going to hotkey that and waypoint it to our Dreadlord. And we're going to actually come back home so that it doesn't have as long to run. Actually, we're just going to quickly kill these guys. Nope, they're already dead. So yeah, we're going to come back home, regroup our army, and then we're going to just charge down the middle and go for the Horde. Now, since our money is getting higher, because we're obviously at max supply, I am going to go ahead and get that Demonic Breath once I've got the money for it, to upgrade that Nether Drake. Just so that it has something. No, there's the Nether Drake. I don't know what it is about this game, but it seems like everything with wings has got kind of a translucent effect, which is a bit of a shame. I'd like to see it be a bit more filled in. But that's the Nether Drake, and I love Nether Drakes. It's the only dragon-style unit in the game at this moment in time. The Scourge will get Frostworms when they're finally released. So let's have a look at its damage. So it's not got great standard damage, but against heavy stuff, it's got a hell of a lot of damage. And that is against air. Against the ground, it seems like the damage figures are the same. 7 range on both, and it's got 2 armour and 4 movement speed. And I think our Fell Reaver just spawned. Here it is. So this guy's got 10 armour and 100 damage, and even more damage against medium, and versus fortified, which is buildings, plus 500. This thing absolutely rips through buildings like you wouldn't believe. And it also has the ability to overclock, which is 100% attack speed and movement speed. So that is incredible. However, it does die after 15 seconds. So if you really want to take something down fast, this is the unit you want to be using to do it. And overclock just makes it that much better at what it does. So we've got the money to get that Demon Breath. If we just click on our Fell, I keep saying Fell because there's so many Fell things in this army. Let's see, Demonic Breath. It says it adds the Netherwing Flame effect, and I'm not entirely sure what that could be. So that is something that would be nice to know. It's probably a debuff, or it might be something like a damage over time effect or something. Okay, I don't want to go down that side, I've been that way already. So let's have a quick look at what else we have. So I did say we want to reinforce with Fell Hunters as we start to lose stuff. So I'll build another Dark Portal once I have the money for it in a second, so that we can produce off 2 of them. So I'll shift you that guy back there, and then I'll add this second Dark Portal to my hotkeys, waypoint it, and then when things start dying we can produce 2 fell hunters at a time. Go back over here, waypoint that. Good, off we go. So let's start moving forwards. Got this bit of night elf architecture in the centre, along with a reindeer. Some more firbolgs over there, but they're already dead. Okay, there's the enemy. Got a couple of wolf riders and things. So we'll get that aura at the back, put that down, use that, get our that thing. Use the drill storm, finger of death. Let's see what we can use that on. We'll use it on where are the heroes. We'll actually use it on the Aldor guard because them things are really tanky. These Aldor guards were the reason for my demise in the first game, and it seems like it might be the reason for my demise again. Not good. Keep using that drill storm, get that heal effect. Oh dear god. Yeah, I've got a feeling that those Aldor guards might be considered overpowered. Okay. The computer is on easy as well, which is surprising. So let's get a few of those. Actually, that didn't seem to. See if we've got both of them. There we go. So that's a few fell hunters, and hopefully the enemy are going to be still in the middle because I don't really have much money to do anything. So there's our heroes coming back. Yeah, those Eldar guards, I'm very skeptical of if they're overpowered or not, because when I played as the Horde against the Burning Legion, I don't think they had the Eldar guard, and I managed to beat them without too much trouble. And as you can see there, I had a 90 supply army, including a Fell Reaver, and it just died. So that is something I'm a bit confused about. So all our heroes are respawned. We'll waypoint everything back to our Dreadlord, since that's our strongest unit. And we're just going to go around the side. I may throw this game just so that it's said and done, because I don't want the video to last too long. So we're going to use these Fell Hunters to really quickly scout out the enemy and see what's going on. And since they're so fast, it's very likely we'll be able to get right into their worker line or something. Okay, so here's their base. We'll keep moving around here and go directly for the workers, and Shift Q attack all these things. It's probably not going to work out too great. There's Corcoran of Shah, that's Malkarak, one of their heroes. So yeah, let's just attack straight into their base and watch us go down in a blaze of glory. Because we are going to lose this now. They didn't lose anywhere near enough units for me to really have a chance in hell of beating this now. Because these things, look at them. 6 hour with a 2 of Devotion Aura. They do a lot of damage. Weapon speed is slow, but it is a lot of damage. And they've also got Time Warp activated, because they've used Time Warp. And then that's the Burning Legion going down and dying. Run through here, see what else they've got. Here's the Alliance Guard Towers. I never actually showed them in my video in the first time round. Yeah, but they've just got too much of a strong army now, and because of the lack of Mithril on this map, I don't really think I'm in much of a position to really hammer any lead out of this. So I'm going to quit this now. I showed all the units and showed kind of what they're capable of, so I don't think I really need to go into too much else detail. So hopefully you enjoy this video and this mod can get some attention. That's all the units that are out now, and once the update does come out, I'll show any new heroes and important updates, and of course the Scourge faction when it's released. So that's me done, and I'll see you later.